Welcome, everyone. I'm very pleased that we're all able to gather like this for our assembly today. Our fourth graders, many of our fourth graders are going to be leading our ceremony and assembly today. And our first speaker is Colton. Colton.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We would like to welcome all students, staff, and honored guests to the Crescent Lake School Memorial Day observance. Today we will learn about Memorial Day and recognize the men and women serving in our armed forces. We want to publicly thank our veterans and those currently serving in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. Before we begin today's program, Boy Scout Troop 165 will post the colors and will say the Pledge of Allegiance, followed directly by the singing of our national anthem by the Crescent Lake School Chorus. Please stand.
And please remove your hats. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, post. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies, while the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard dismissed.
Please be seated. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day, as a day of remembrance for those who died in our nation's service. It is difficult to say when Memorial Day actually began, as many towns across America were decorating graves and gathering to honor the war dead before the end of Civil War, even though President Lyndon B. Johnson declared its official birthday in 1966.
Memorial Day was established as a day of coming together to honor those who gave their all, to help educate and remind Americans of the true meaning of Memorial Day. The National Moment of Remembrance resolution was passed in 2000, which asked that people set a time to pause from their busy lives to reflect and honor those who have given their all in service to their country. Let us participate in a moment of silence to think about why Memorial Day is set apart to honor the memory of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
The song Your Grand Old Flag was written by George M. Cohan in 1906, originally for his musical George Washington Jr. The marching tune and rhyming lyrics remind us to have pride in our country and to say to the American flag, "Forever in peace may you wave." Please join us in singing Your Grand Old Flag.
Every Memorial Day, people around our country, around the nation, pause to reflect on their country and those who have served in our military. Many families place flags outside their homes, and we pay tribute to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice by placing an American flag at their grave sites. However, many have not stopped to ask the question, why does America salute the red, white, and blue?
On June 14, 1777, in Philadelphia, the Marine Committee of the Second Congregational Congress adopted a resolution that read, resolved, that the flag of the United States of America be 13 stripes alternated red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a field of blue, representing a new constellation. With these words, the stars and stripes were born.
A flag expert from the American Legion named Mike Buss says that the most obvious reason for the flag's colors is our heritage comes from England and the Union Jack of England. They are the three colors our founding fathers had been exposed to during their lifetime, as seen on the flag of England.
In 1986, President Ronald Reagan provided this interpretation of the colors on Old Glory. Red stands for the courage and the readiness to make the ultimate sacrifice in services to one's country. White is for pure intentions, freedom, and high ideals. Blue represents vigilance and justice.
In 1977, the House of Representatives wrote that the star is a symbol of the heavens and the stripe is a symbol of the ray of light emanating from the sun. We all please rise and join in the singing America. At this point in the program, we would like to recognize all those who have served or are currently serving in the military, and thank you for your service. Please stand if you are a veteran or in active duty in the United States military. Thank you very much for your service.
Next, the band will be performing a piece called Monuments. A monument is a lasting evidence, reminder, or example of someone or something notable or great. The piece can represent a walk through the national monuments in Washington, D.C., or after the events of September 11, 2001, a walk through Lower Manhattan. The heroic feeling of the piece is a representation of all the heroes who have passed through American history.
Honor, to regard with the highest respect, and sacrifice, an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something else, regarded as more important or worthy. Honor and sacrifice, those are two words that always glow in my mind's eye, like neon beacons, as we come upon Memorial Day. And I think of the brave men and women who serve in the armed forces, defending our country and our freedoms. Individuals who serve in our country's armed forces deserve our highest regards for the work they do, the protection they provide, and the extreme dedication to give to our families, our community, and our nation. When we think of sacrifice, we think of having to give up something for another purpose. At this time of Memorial Day, I always think of my family and those who are dear to me. I think of my grandfather, who sacrificed his time and ability to help my grandmother raise my mother and uncles. Grandfather Frank Zalosky proudly served the Navy, providing supplies and services to Navy vessels he served. He sacrificed birthdays, important events, time to care for family, in order that our country remain free. Two of my uncles also served proudly, one in the Air Force, the other in the Navy, securing our borders and ensuring we as a nation can rest easy at night. I think of the sacrifice of my oldest brother and that he made as an Army Ranger. He accepted his missions and duties as an officer in the Army and was willing to sacrifice everything for his fellow soldiers and our country. So I honor my family members for their willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice and feel very fortunate that they were all able to return after their service to lives with their families. This ceremony and other ceremonies held throughout the weekend are dedicated to recognize and honor with deep respect and honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. For those of you who have family members far in the past or in your immediate direct family who have given this ultimate sacrifice, thank you. Thank you, and I honor the servicemen and the women in your lives. Our Crescent Lake student leaders, our 6th grade students, were all asked to write reflections on Memorial Day. 2 of those essays were selected to be shared with you this afternoon. Our first 6th grade speaker is Miss Melinda Clark.
Heroism doesn't always happen in a burst of glory. Sometimes small triumphs and large hearts change the course of history. That's a quote by Mary Roach. Memorial Day is a day that takes place every year. It is a day to honor the brave women and men who have lost their lives defending our right to be free. They gave their lives working hard to defend us. They made a tremendous sacrifice to help our country, and they deserve to be honored. Not every battle is won immediately. Many men and women worked tirelessly day and night. They didn't get discouraged and give up. They held on to hope even when it seemed impossible to win. What makes a hero is not immediately succeeding, but refusing to give up under impossible circumstances. They kept going even when things didn't go exactly as planned. Just because you can't get it right immediately is not a reason to give up. Individual steps, no matter how small, will eventually get you to where you are going. Small victories can tip the scale in one side's favor. The courageous soldiers kept slowly working towards their goal, even when things weren't going their way. When they couldn't win a battle, they worked even harder so that they could win the next one. Heroes aren't heroes because they immediately win. They are heroes because they don't give up hope when they lose. A battle isn't lost when the other side wins. A battle is lost when this side gives up. Small victories help you towards your goal. In conclusion, the soldiers were courageous and persistent. They never quit when things were difficult, and they greatly helped our country be free, even through all the hardships. The soldiers had confidence and courage. They kept going even when things were difficult. They helped our country to be free, and that is what makes them heroes.
Thank you, Melinda. Our second 6th grade speaker this afternoon, who will share her learning of Memorial Day, is Brianna Samt.
A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. It's a quote from Joseph Campbell. Memorial Day is an important holiday in which we honor soldiers that have died in war. Every year, on the last Monday of May, we remember those soldiers who bravely fought for our country. Americans pay homage and respect the sacrifices that the fallen heroes made for all of us. Originally called Decoration Day, Memorial Day was created during the American Civil War. Citizens would place flowers on the graves of people who died in war. After World War I ended, the day changed to credit those who had died in all U.S. wars. President Richard Nixon declared Memorial Day a federal holiday in 1971. The laying of a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia is a tradition celebrated on this holiday. All Americans pause to remember the fallen. On Memorial Day, many people don't work and kids don't go to school. Many Americans celebrate by visiting cemeteries, memorials, and monuments dedicated to soldiers, sailors, and Marines. Many families host gatherings, barbecues, and enjoy parades. Most Americans observe Memorial Day as the unofficial start of summer, and we celebrate this holiday because the brave men and women that lost their lives so we could be free. These heroes gave their lives to something bigger than themselves, our nation's freedom. If it wasn't for their sacrifice and bravery, then we wouldn't have the privileges we have today. As we celebrate this Memorial Day, we are grateful for the many courageous U.S. military men and women that died for our country.
Woody Guthrie, one of the most influential voices of American folk music, wrote This Land Is Your Land in 1940. The lyrics of the song were influenced by his childhood in rural Oklahoma during the Great Depression. It was meant to show his appreciation for the diversity of America's everyday people. Please Please join us in singing along with the CLS Ukulele Club as they perform This Land Is Your Land.
The story of how America the Beautiful was written can be told over and over again. It was inspired by the view that school teacher Catherine Lee Bates saw from the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado. As she looked at the beauty all around her, she felt the thrill of being an American. Let us all join in singing America the Beautiful.
Next Monday on Memorial Day, Americans are asked to observe a national moment of remembrance, wherever they are, at 3 p.m., to think about those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, and for us to also commit to live to honoring America's fallen. We need your help to help gain the broadest possible awareness and participation. So students, your job, let your parents and family members know about the opportunity to participate in this American tradition by simply pausing wherever you are at 3 p.m. on Monday for a moment to reflect. You can place your hand over your heart as a gesture of gratitude and respect, and remember those men and women who gave everything they could for us. We will end today's assembly, as many military proceedings do, with the playing of taps. The powerful sound of a bugler playing taps is a call to remember those who gave their lives in the service of the United States. Born of a French bugle call, the melody we know as taps was rearranged and used during the Civil War as a call for lights out. In the late 1800s, the Army formally adopted the tune for use at military funerals and memorial services. Today, the 24 mournful notes comprising taps are played to commemorate the memory of the members of the 5 branches of the armed forces: the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard. On Memorial Day, this pensive melody so ingrained in our national identity is heard at commemorative ceremonies. The final bugle call is a sign of respect and a tribute to those known and unknown. At this time, I'd ask you to once again remove your hats and to remain silent during the song. Following the playing of taps, students, please remain, and I'd like you to follow your teacher's direction. We're going to try this silently back into the building. please stand. Parents, guests, and visitors, thank you for being with us today. If you are here and want to dismiss your child, I would ask that you go back around the front of the building and sign out with Mrs. Frank. But once our students have entered, you're free to leave, and thank you very much for coming.